He came, I was remiss, and I wanted to say congratulations to everybody up here. And I was fortunate enough to know Mr. Girora and Mr. Consalvo, two of the honorees, for a long time, and I had respect for them. And I can go right down the table to Hito, and then of course Victor, who's going to be mentioned later. But I too, like Ernie and a lot of you, I'm very patriotic. And when I hear stories about those guys, I get goosebumps all over. I want to ask the mayor if I could do something. I would like to have, if there's any former Brook football players in here tonight, would you all please stand up for a second? Matthew, you guys, let's see if there's any out there. One common denominator that all these fellas have in common is their family. That's the thing that you have to know about all of them. And they've got great families, and I've had the good fortune of knowing them all. And I've been very blessed. This is not about me, but it's about them. Because they're the kind of people they are, because of the families they came out of. And boy, I'll tell you something. It was great to be with them, and I'd give anything to run through those shoes again. Coach Holtz told me last year, he says, Bud, after the dinner was over, we stood and talked, and we've corresponded since. He says, we're who we are because of them. And it's the truth. Without them, we're just guys from wherever. So thank God we ran into them. And I do want to tell you, Matt's always been a crier.
Passion.
Oh, God. We put him in the Hall of Fame. We gave him a whole roll, of paper down there. And he went in with Hugh Cunningham, and Hugh says, what's wrong with the Segley kid? He said. But it was like that before kickoff, and it was so great to see, to see what they looked like before kickoff, because it was, I got goosebumps, so I'll shut up, okay? All right, so Tommy calls me, and he says, Coach, he says, listen, I'm going to be presented at the Fallsview Community Days dinner. And I says, that's cool. He says, well, I'd like to ask you. He says, would you present me? And he says, all you have to do is present me, say something nice about me, and that's it. So, first of all, if I'd say something nice about you, how am I going to do that? I started calling all his buddies, Mike and Frank and everybody else, and what can I say good about Mazzone? And I kept getting blank phone from nobody on the other end. So what it was is this, and he says, and Coach, then you got 2 minutes to do it in. So you know the story about that. Well, got Tommy when he was a freshman. He was a soccer player, and he was playing football for us at the same time. His sophomore year, he defected to football. And we were glad that he did, because he was our starting kicker. His junior year, my trainer came in and he says, Coach, he says, your kicker wants to be more than a kicker. So we moved him into our wide receivers corps, and he started working right in with them, and we started doing a lot of different things with formations and stuff like that. And I must tell you that we visited schools every spring, and we spent a lot of time down at WVU with Coach Miller and his guys, and there was not one of them we didn't know on a first name basis. And we brought back a lot of knowledge, but Tommy was doing real well, but he got real serious about his kicking. And he had big ambitions. Tommy wanted to go to a Division I school and kick. And I knew he had potential, and I knew he had something special about him, and I knew one other thing. I alone couldn't take him there. So I thought to myself, what am I going to do? Well, I called a friend. And if you guys remember the steel curtain with the Steelers, and they had a kicker named Roy Girella, and they were Girella's Gorillas. Well, I called my friend Roy. I had worked a lot of camps with him, and we became very good friends. And he was one of those guys, but if you ever need something, you call me. So I said, Roy, I got a good little kicker, and I says, I want to try to take him to another level. He says, well, we can do that. And he says, I tell you what, meet me at Mount Lebanon. So we took Tommy and, Tommy and I rode up to Mount Lebanon. And here we are on Mount Lebanon's field. Roy Girello, Tommy and myself and my clipboard. Now I'm trying to write down the notes that he's telling Tom and see what he's doing and shagging balls at the same time. And it was a great experience. And then Tommy and I went down to Peters Township, stopped at McDonald's, and sat there and had a couple burgers and a pop and talked. I paid. But it was good. Now for Roy, the only price it cost me was to get him around the golf on the new Robert Trent Jones course at Oakley. So I called my old Wheeling connections through Central, and we weaseled a deal to get Roy on the Robert Trent Jones course. So everybody was happy. That still wasn't good enough. I wanted to try to do something else with him. So I called Billy Sperlazza. These names may come back to somebody. Played on the first team at Brook. All right, Bill was working in personnel or something up at Youngstown State, and they had a kid that kicked for them named Paul McFadden. And Paul was a good one. He was playing with the Atlanta Falcons at the time. And Paul was busy going back and forth between Youngstown and Atlanta to save his job. When a new kicker would come on board, he'd have to get out and have what they called a kickoff and prove he was better than the new guy. Well, he had just gotten back in town, and Billy told me, he says, when Paul gets back, I'll let you know. So he called and says, hey, Paul's going to be in town. I called Tommy and I says, come on, we're going to Youngstown. So we walked Youngstown. We're on Stanbaugh Stadium. Billy's dressed in his clothes for work. Real nice clothes, nice shoes. Paul comes out, he's got a tie on, great shoes. And we're out on the field, we have a cloudburst. Now what does a coach do when it rains and you're practicing? What do?
You practice.
You practice. And those two guys looked at me and said, we're not leaving. And Tommy's dressed in his shorts and shirt, and I'm the same way. And I says, if you're game, I'm game. So there we are. Paul McFadden, coaching Tommy. I got my clipboard, and everything I write's a scribble because it's all rain. And Bill Sperlazza is down there shagging footballs for Tommy. And what I think Paul did for Tommy was bring his kicking to another more refined level. So in 2 meetings, Tommy was a better kicker. He'd be a better kicker for us, but he was going to be a better kicker for himself. So we goes over and after the field at Stanbaugh Stadium, and we went into the Commons, and we sat down, had a real nice luncheon. Bill paid, I want you to know. Okay? He was kind of that guy. We were all wet, and we were sitting there talking. And something else I learned from Tommy, just like I learned from Ernie. You never bother a guy with big ideas that wants to do something. Tommy went on to go down to WVU and be their short field goal kicker and their PAT kicker. And I want to give you that guy with big ideas right now, Tom Mazzone.